Morning, I'm Daryl Pond. Thanks for joining me today. Today I got a little planning in the garden project again. I got to put some Brussels sprouts in. I started earlier this year. I started them inside. It was a little colder out. Now I'm gonna try to put them in the garden with the rest of the plants. I started a few seedling plants inside about February, late February, early March, and I put some broccoli, Brussels sprouts, leeks, tomatoes, and peppers. But the peppers and the tomatoes, they didn't make it. So I'm left with the Brussels sprouts, leeks, and the broccoli. And today I'm putting in the Brussels sprouts and the leeks. I'm gonna run this string line and make sure the row's nice and straight. I gotta dig a little trench out to put the plants in and make sure that I got enough soil to cover the roots. Here's the Brussels sprouts that I was talking about. They're all mixed together, but I'm going to pick through them and see what I can put in the ground. Now, after I went through all these Brussels sprouts, I just decided to put one row because we had a bunch last year and it gives you way too many that you can yield. You don't need that many. So I decided to only put one row and discard the rest of them into the compost pile because I didn't feel that it was necessary to have 50 or 60 plants for Brussels sprouts. That's just way too many Brussels sprouts. But these plants, I'm putting them about 18 inches apart because I know how big Brussels sprouts, they could take up a lot of room and they'll drown everything out if you put them too close. You probably get a 2.5 feet diameter circumference around once the plant's all grown up. But I figure it would hurt to put a few Brussels sprouts in the garden with the rest of the stuff. You could see in this front row, some of the potatoes I put in a while back, them were starting to pop out of the ground looking pretty good. We're still a little early in the season yet, but after a couple more weeks, everything's going to start flourishing. The leeks, I decided I'm going to transplant them out. They were a little bit small, but I think they'll make it also. I think I ended up with 18 of the Brussels sprouts, which will be more than enough. I think I ended up having 18 plants out of the 18 decent sized plants out of the whole bunch, so I don't need that many Brussels sprouts. We had some last year and one plant produces a lot of Brussels, so that should be more than enough. I got some leeks I started from seed earlier this year. I'm gonna try to put them in the ground. They're pretty small, but I'm gonna till up a little spot and try to put some of those in too. Now this little tiller I got last year from George. Was out there at his lawnmower shop doing a little work for him and trading him a day's work for it. It's only got a little 2 horsepower motor, but it still gets the job done. The first year we were out there tilling, it was kind of rough because you got all the sod and the grass. But now we got it down pretty good. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get it through the garden. And I tried a bigger one that the neighbor loaned me, and I did not like it. It just jerked me around way too much. This one's about the right size for what we need. Now, same thing with the leeks. I'm going to run a string line to try to keep them straight. These leek seedlings ain't that big, but I'm going to have to separate them and try to put them in anyway. They're pretty small. a whole bunch of them here, probably 100 or so. I started them from seed. I'm gonna have to try to be careful to separate them so I don't break, when I separate them, don't break the roots. But I think they'll turn out. They're big enough now, I think I could put them in the ground. Yeah, I tried to plant some of these leeks in my garden last year, and I think I was too late. The weeds just got out of hand before I got a chance to put them in. I started these inside, and they kind of look like a blade of grass now, but at least they got started ahead of the weeds. This was a little tedious trying to put these leeks in there. It's about like putting a blade of grass in the ground. They're really small and delicate, so you have to be careful so you don't tear the roots and break the plant. But they produce, it's a type of an onion that's tubular, and when you cook it doesn't smell as bad, and we really like them. We've been eating them for years, and they'll get pretty big sometimes. They'll get maybe the whole length might get 16, 18 inches long with the green part of stalk. Had to get the camera in there pretty close so you could see what I'm talking about. They're not real big, but yeah, a couple weeks they'll grow up pretty good. You know, I'll just keep posting on the progress of everything and let everyone see after a couple weeks. We've been getting some overcast weather. It was a perfect day for this. The ground was still kind of damp from the last time it rained, and after I got everything in, it was an hour or two later that it started raining again. I ended up with about 45 of those leek plants. Got a few extra left. I might put them in after they get a little bigger. I'm kind of running out of room in this garden. I'm gonna have to start another garden somewhere else. And we ended up with 28 plants for the Brussels sprouts. I want to take this time to thank everyone for watching and subscribing to my channel and following me along. Appreciate it very much, and I'll see you in the next one. I want to take time to thank everyone for watching and subscribing. If you've not subscribed to our channel, push that subscribe button and help us get the numbers going up there a little bit. Thank you very much for watching.